So like kind of a healthy dose of variety is kind of nice. So maybe we'll alternate between battles and quests.
Megalodon. Let me guess.
So the quests are the dinosaur modes. Most players that I talk to tend to either avoid these modes or race through them, and I don't know, I'm not convinced. I say play them and get as many points as humanly possible. How about that strategy? Who's gonna argue with that? You can improve your overall shark score by intentionally draining out of it, which is a fun little hack. I'll make a clip of this video later that shows off how we can get billions of points out of the shark mode. I love the bonus count up on this game. The only thing I wish is that it was a little bit longer and maybe a little bit more high-pitched. So we got mech suit multi-ball ready. Every time you hit a shot, it lights up all these little X's, these little white X's on all the other shots. I call them combos, or the game calls them weapons, whatever you want to call them. So basically, you know, it's like, other than minus the first shot, it's just a shot counter. It's like how many shots have you hit in the game. You know, if you have 50 weapons, it means you hit 50 shots. When you get enough of those, cool stuff happens. Mech suit is the first thing you'll see. Actually, let me start over. An extra ball is the first thing you will see if those are turned on. The factory is about 10 weapons to light extra ball, but every time you get it, it goes up, and eventually it stops going up at 30. It won't ever go higher than 30. So that's the first thing you'll see. Then you'll see mech suit multi-ball, which is what we're playing right now. So once the super jackpot lights up the scoop, I usually just keep shooting for the snicked shot, and eventually when I miss the snicked, it'll fall into the scoop. There's no hurry on it, it's not on a timer. Just, you know, I guess hopefully you get it before you drain. Ooh, that's sketchy. Double sketchy, triple sketchy. Did we survive? Kind of. Hey, did we get credit for that snicked? No, so the timer ran out while we were hitting it, and rather than going to 4x playfield, we're just hanging out at 2. Jeez Louise. Okay, so we were going for snicks. I think that was where we landed. Sometimes you miss it, you might get that Wolverine shot. Oh. Not really ending with a lot of supers during mech suit. That's too bad. Okay, so let's get back to the playfield multiplier and go play with the shark. And we're checking out, we're at ball 1. So if we get a good shark setup, we might drain out and try to make it into an even bigger shark. My goal is now 2 billion for the shark mode. Current record is 1.9 on the old code and 1.8 on this code. So hopefully we can do that. Show it off to y'all.
Make your choice. Megalodon.
So we already got some shark progress earlier. but you don't. The progress only saves when you hit the red shots. So if you hit some blue shots and no red, it gives you kind of a little boost. Okay, we got a super boom ready, so we're gonna sit on that until we have a playfield multiplier. That'll collect all the shots. We could also peel a small boom off of the big boom by holding the button down. How's everybody's day going? I'd ask what you're doing for Thanksgiving, but it might now be what are your new Thanksgiving plans? Because we just got a lockdown order issued here, so I'm just going to be hanging out with my wife for Thanksgiving. Well, and Deadpool, of course. Be hanging out with Deadpool and my wife. Or maybe I'll be hanging out with my wife, Deadpool. We'll see. We're going to do a watch-along after Thanksgiving, like the Saturday after. If that's something you think you'd like to join us for, we're going to watch some silly movies. I'll put a link to my Discord in chat. And feel free to join that. We'll have information on how we're doing the watch-along and what movie we're going to be watching. Okay, so let's try peeling off a boom. So we'll hold the button. That spots that lone red arrow. That way we don't lose all that. You know, the super boom is pretty nice to have.
Quit shaking the machine.
Ugh. Maybe I should have spent some time shooting the stand-up targets there. That would have let regenerate. It's a free left outlane ball save. So we are renting this pin from Quarter World. They're just around the corner from here in Portland, Oregon. So they sent a couple of lovely masked techs over, carried it up the stairs, and set it up in my house. It's pretty cool. I love having pinball at home. It goes really well with coffee.
Nice.
Okay, so we're going to work on our playfield multiplier a little bit and go back to the shark. Might go to like... There's a kind of a balance on the playfield multipliers. The smaller ones have a longer timer, and the bigger ones are obviously worth more. So you don't want to spend all your time at 5x, because you end up spending more time getting to 5x than you actually earn time using it. So I usually spend a good chunk of time at 3 and 4x. Just because the timers are so much longer. Like 3 has a pretty long timer, so you can hang out there, and then when you see it starting to go down, then you jump in to 4x, and that bumps up your timer, and so you get that full 3x timer plus the full, albeit shorter 4x timer. And then when you got a big shot lit at the end of that, you might jump up to 5. Okay, so we're on wave 2 of the shark, so we're trying to keep track of how many red arrows we've hit. So far, 1. When we get to 5, the mode's over. Every time we hit water, it grows the value of the next water shot by 350k. Hitting the shark also grows the water shot. And then the shark value is based off of how restricted it is. So the more blue arrows you hit before cashing out the shark, the better.
You hit the boom button. I'm so proud.
Okay, back to 2x playfield. That's not a bad thing necessarily, because we've got a lot more time. We can take our time and really hit these shots intentionally and not accidentally hit the shark when we don't mean to.
Here, hold these pointy things for me.
Ooh, that was cool. I hit the center spinner accidentally while it was lit red, and through some miracle, it didn't count as a hit. I find on this Deadpool, there might be like an opto or a switch that's a little bit on the fritz, but every once in a while I get credit for the left orbit instead of the Wolverine shot. So where are y'all tuning in from? We're on Pacific time here, West Coast, United States, Portland, Oregon. Making a note of a song I'm listening to that I want to hear later. Lightning Rod Sport. Cool. If you're curious what I'm listening to, I have a playlist on Spotify that you can join along at home. There you go. But we did just hook up the game audio today, so if you're listening to the sick jams played by Deadpool, I don't blame you. Sling hell.
Don't make
Too
me come
dangerous.
over there.
Don't tilt through, please. Close. I hope I didn't knock it too far off the base. I feel like if I slide the game too much, not only is that going to mess up your camera angle, but it might re-level the game, and all of a sudden all these safe returns from SNCC rejects might start doing damage. Yeah, I find when the ball's kind of dribbling around up here and it's trying to go down to the middle, it hits the edge of the little Deadpool and like it deflects it off the path to doom. It's really cool. Normally that's like a super dangerous area and the ball just dribbles down the middle, but between the Cliffy on the scoop and the little Deadpool corner of the cage, it just always either goes right or left, and down the middle is pretty rare. So I think we're just on wave 2 on the shark, working on the 3rd. It's been a while since I was counting those numbers.
My patience.
There's a lot of fancy footwork for no shots made. gotta watch. You know, it's like you think all's well that ends well for something like that, but really, it's just I'm just exhausting myself, and you know, eventually I'm gonna run out of steam. So probably the less time you spend bobbling around, the better.
Hold these pointy things for me.
Okay, so we're gonna peel off a single boom. So we still have 3 booms left. So we're at 5x. Okay, so this would be wave number 4, I think. 50 million for a water shot. That's about what we want to see. So let's make this ridiculous and let's drain out and come back in. I was gonna drain that anyway. Like, I mean, the ball decided it was draining before I decided that I was letting the ball drain, but it worked out for both of us. So we're gonna go back to Shark. Gonna try to get to 5x again. We're gonna use our booms, and we're gonna get a gazillion points. It's gonna be really fun. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this thing. We'll get to see how far into the shark we are when we jump back into it. It shows the little health bar, and you can just kind of, if you can divide a bar into fifths and estimate it off of that, you're good to go. Okay. Need some snicks.
Hold these pointy things for me.
So I think we'll go for 4x. And then bump it up to 5 once we're in the mode. Or the ball might randomly fall into the scoop, and then we'll just take what we get at that point. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan Pinball. Okay, that's good. That's good too. Okay, so let's look at our shark health bar. And that 100 weapon just bumped us up. Oh, this is perfect. So we can jump in, and we're going to use the super boom. And then we can just go right for that final shot. Don't fuck it up, okay? Ugh. Ugh, I feel my heart palpitating. Quest bonus, 1.368 billion. We did it, Internet. We got it. 2.4 billion shark. I don't know if I can swear, so just imagine F-bombs flying out of my mouth. That's incredible. That is probably going to be reclassified as a bug and nerfed in a future code, I think. It may just be considered good pinball, because it is kind of a chore, and you know, if you're willing to put that much risk in, it is a good reward for it. But holy shnikes, that is some big points. We're gonna send that one out to my man Mega Freak D, who I promised I would try to stream a high score for. Awesome. Mega Freak D.
I need your initials right.
Oh, and we got the Juggernaut champion too. That's what we were doing. We set out trying to get Juggernaut's money, and we ended up robbing the shark. Heck yeah! Oh man, this is awesome. Mega Freak. Holy shit! Shift. Holy shift. Mega Freak D. Boom. So 473 Juggernaut and 2.4